Ain't no capping in my logic, this that real talk vibe. From the south where the grind don't die, we survive. Mind sharp, money right. Truth be the topic. Welcome to the game. This unfiltered logic. Ain't no sugarcoating here, just truth in the topic. Speak facts, not feelings, that's unfiltered logic. Pain made the hustle made profit. I learned from the struggle, now I profit off logic.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all feeling today? Welcome back to Unfiltered Logic. If you're tired of the mainstream treating you like you lack basic critical skills, and then you're in the right room. Hit that share button, drop a one in the chat if you're new. Let me know how you guys are feeling today. Today is May 18th, year 2026 of our Lord. Um, how you guys feeling this morning? How you guys feeling? Let me know. Let's get it started in the chat, y'all. This morning, I actually want to start off with reading you guys a little bit of this book that I got yesterday. So, my boy Diesel Greasel, he has a great book out right now. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I'm going to show you guys this book. It's a great one. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, drop the link. All right, so I know you guys have probably already seen my video, If You Give a Democrat a Fish. That was a pretty good video. I gained a lot of my followers on there. I want you guys to check out this book. My boy Diesel took my, or not my idea, but took that idea, made a book out of it, and it's If You Give a Democrat. So I just want to start off the morning. Let's read a little bit. Let me read a little bit of the book to you guys, and then we'll get started with the show. But my boy Diesel autographed it for me. Link is in the comments if you guys want to check this out. So, if you give a Democrat a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach him how to fish, what's going to happen if you teach him how to fish, man? It's a Democrat. He'll take your fishing rod. Then he'll take your wallet. This is what the Democrat's going to do to you. You teach him how to fish, he going to take your fishing rod. He going to take your wallet. This man out of control. Then he'll say fishing is too hard. That's what he'll do. He'll say fishing is way too hard. You know, it's a Democrat. They don't work. Then he'll say the lake was never yours to begin with because now they have to throw the blame on somebody. They suck at fishing. What else are they going to do? Then he'll say the fish should be distributed more fairly. He wants welfare and food stamps at the fishing pole. Then, guess what, y'all? Somehow, it'll be Trump's fault. Look, y'all, this is a good book. I want y'all to check this out. There's many more pages to this. I think it's like 30 pages total. I dropped a link to that in the comments. Y'all go check that out. Let me drop it on the Facebook comments as well. Y'all go check that book out. I just wanted to start off the day, man, with a little bit of reading. I know most people in America just don't read anymore, man. Had to start us off that way. The link to that book is in the comments, y'all. I see we got a couple of viewers in here now. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. This is Unfiltered Logic. If you are tired of the mainstream media treating you like you have no critical thinking skills, you are on the right channel. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're new. If you got anything that you want me to talk about while we're up here, let me know. And let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So we're going to start off with Stephen A. Stephen A is saying that they call him a sellout just for telling the good things about Donald Trump. You know, they want him to only say negative things. He can only say negative things to get any type of traction. So let's get into that. And of course, he's talking about none other than the black community because for whatever reason, we have to stick our race with a political party. I don't know what that's about. Let me see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from NV1. Okay, 1 in the chat. You're new. Good morning, Brendalette. My bad. I'm dyslexic. If I said that name wrong, look, good morning, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this. I appreciate you joining the chat. I see you dropped a 1, so I appreciate you joining in this morning. Let's get into this situation with Stephen A, y'all. Let's get into it. Because Stephen A is saying that he gets more hateful rhetoric from his own community whenever he started speaking politics. He's been doing this for years and years and years and years in the sports industry. But once he started talking about politics, and because he came out with politics saying that he's a Democrat, now whenever he says anything positive about Trump or he mentions that he wants all the black people to go out and vote red at least one election so that the Democrats will know that they'll have to fight for our vote, he's getting a lot of hateful rhetoric towards it. And this is something that we all see as conservative content creators. So I thought this was good to bring this to the light because even the liberal creators, the liberal political commentaries are getting the same type of hateful rhetoric from their own party, from their own organization, their own community. These are the people who are doing it to themselves, and they're doing it to anybody who speaks positive on any conservative, on any Republican topic. If you speak positive, they do not like you. They want you to hate Donald Trump. They want you to hate the right. They want you to hate conservatives. That is what it is. That's all they care about. They're the party of hate. They don't really care about what policy is going on. They just know you can't like being a Republican or a Trump supporter. Good morning, Maryland. Good morning. From Syracuse, New York. Trump is not a racist. I agree. I agree with that statement. Trump is not a racist. If you think that he is a racist, you're probably a racist. Just gonna be honest. Gotta be honest. If you are the type of person to call the president of the United States a racist when he said no racist comments, did nothing racist in the past, present, and doesn't plan to in the future, has been helping black communities, has been putting money in black colleges and universities. There's no other president that's did as much for the black community, for the Hispanic community, for every other race, and at the same time bringing power back to the white American citizens that were hated for years in this environment. So applause to Maryland. Trump is not a racist. Let's get started, y'all. It's scary. It's scary how severe the backlash is if you are particularly black and agree with anything conservative. Who you telling? I get people all the time comments on stuff and with hatred. I get so the craziest thing is being a younger black guy growing up in a mostly black town. Obviously, most of the women that I've dealt with are black. I've had women who have wanted to be with me for years and years and years. And maybe we never got together. Maybe we did mess around at some point. But now, since I post Republican shit, they will literally comment hatred. Like they wasn't wanting to be with me this whole time, doing all these different things in my DMs, trying to go out on dates with me. Now I post things about conservatives and my conservative talking points. They can't stand it. I don't care, but it's crazy that they can't stand it. Democrats is definitely part of hate. Gerald GTG, kind of hard to create the KKK in love. That is true. That is true, Gerald. Um, they not only created it, they've been funding it for like 20 years now. This is insane. I mean, longer than that, honestly. But as we know of, at least 20 years they've been writing checks to these guys. Bug Mark, yes, sir. What's up, Bug Mark? How's it going? How's it going? Marilyn, thank you for mentioning me. Of course, Marilyn. I appreciate all y'all. Y'all are my co-hosts. So I do this, y'all, to have a voice for the people who feel like they're unheard. I was actually at that event last night at Diesel Greasel's book signing slash comedy show. Once again, this is his book. And I was able to meet some other people in the Republican community, and a lot of them were telling me that they feel that their voice is not heard anymore. That it doesn't matter how they feel. It only matters how the angry liberals feel because they're so loud. And a lot of conservatives, if they speak up, they could lose their jobs, they could lose their livelihood. So my whole point of doing this is so that you guys have a voice because while other people are scared to say it, I don't care. It's not much you can do to me. If I mean, I'm always able to find opportunity. I own my own business, so we can I can say whatever I need to. That's what I made this show for. I'm glad that I could be a voice of you guys. Let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. I see we had a few commenters. I wanted to address that, talk to you guys real quick, but let's get this show started. Let's see what Stephen A has to say.
Voicing your opinion in a balanced way politically.
Right.
How does it make you feel? I'm gonna tell you how it makes me feel, and I want to hear how it make you feel.
Sure.
When I first went to college, and this is something that happens in the black community that's crazy to me, and it's not every black person, but I think you know what I'm saying. It's like you get more love when you come home from prison than you do when you come home from college.
I think that's accurate.
When I went to college, people were mad at me. Me and my brother, both went to college. They go, y'all white boys. Y'all trying to be like the white man. Yeah, like y'all left us. And you go to college, you become successful, and people at every level, they hate me. I get more and more hate. Now, I got a lot of people that love me, generally speaking, but I'm saying people I grew up with, when I went to college, they started flaking. When I went to a Trump rally and I said, man, I support the president. I want Trump to win. Dude, people in my church called me Sister Sia. I'll never forget Sister. I got the message in my phone. I ain't never deleted it. Sister Sia, speaking in tongues at church every Sunday, called me the N-word, said you ain't gonna never, you an N just like everybody else. You ain't gonna never be nothing but an N to these white folks. And I ain't even know she cussed. And you know, that kind of stuff. And I like to say, man, I don't care about that. But sometimes it get to me where I'm like, y'all saying I'm a sellout, I'm still the same person y'all knew way back then. How does it make you feel when these people, because I've seen you on the show.
It depends on the.
Before Stephen A even get into that, I just have to talk about this. This is something every black conservative has to deal with. All of our community hates the right, and it's insane because these people know you. They went to school with you. They play basketball with you, football with you. They do all this BS, and then you start elevating yourself and you start realizing that, hey, this liberal way isn't what I represent. I represent going out, working hard, loving God, doing things for my family, for myself, for my community. I don't want a handout. I want to go out and get it. And then they start looking at you like, oh, this dude think he better than us. I didn't go to college, but I was a correction officer for some years. When I got done doing that, I opened a business doing roofing. I did pretty well doing roofing. I moved out of town for a little bit. I came back to my hometown, and everybody would be like, you're so cocky now. Oh, you think you're better than everybody. No, I don't think I'm better than everybody. Just all you guys want to do is sit around in somebody's trap house and smoke marijuana whenever I want to actually go out and make money. I got different avenues and routes to, let's go make some money over here. Let's go do that. Hey, man, you need a job? I'll hire you. Come do this. Let's get it done. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to sit around, be the plug, not making no money all day, and then be jealous of me because I'm pulling up in a brand new truck. They're jealous of me because I got the new jewelry on. They're jealous of me because my outfit look better than theirs. That's how it works. They get jealous of you. And so even in his aspect, going to college, I didn't get to go to college. I mean, I just didn't want to, honestly. I started working at the prison and I was making good money. But this is what our community does to us whenever we want to do better for ourselves. They hate that we want to do better for ourselves. Marilyn says, I'm not afraid to say anything either. Exactly. We're unfiltered logic over here. This is the unfiltered family. Y'all never got to be scared to say anything on here. Elena, hey, I'm white and I love you. I have absolutely made no hate against the black community. Half of my family is black. Elena, I love y'all too. I don't care about race. Honestly, I genuinely don't. When you look at me on the surface, you might see black, or you might see Hispanic, or you might see whatever. I get a new race every day. Somebody thinks I'm a new race. I'm mixed. I'm black. I'm white. I'm Native American, and my mom's even a little bit Irish. So I don't care what people are. Look, this is America First page. We love America. We love Americans. I don't care if you're black, white, purple, or green. As long as you're here legally, you're doing the right thing and you're contributing to this country. You're contributing to your community. I love you. I genuinely do. And put God first. Don't forget, put God first. And we good. We are good. Let's see what Stephen A says about it.
Some people ain't worth a damn. And their definition of misery is their definition of happiness, is bringing you down to the pathetic state of fears their life is in. And it ain't hard to figure out who they are. Then there are others who you've respected, don't know that well.
Well, your name was a little easier.
You're looking at it and you're like, damn, respect. It's like that. You have to go there, and that stings. Where the hurt comes is when it's from people who you believe have betrayed you. It's not many, it's a few. There was a woman that was once in my life who I loved dearly.
I told y'all, the women will switch up on you with it.
You sold out your own people. And I'm like, what? And a year earlier, she had called me to tell me, you got to talk me out of voting for Trump. I'm so sick of these Democrats. Like, which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Wait. So how all of a sudden?
This is the point. They are so emotional. The liberals are so emotional that they don't know what they want. They genuinely don't. Like he said, she called him up and was like, "Hey, there's no way I'm not voting for Trump. There's no way." And then as soon as he goes out and vouches for anything that Trump does, it switches over. It's hateful rhetoric. That's exactly what happens. Um, Elena said, "People butcher it daily." You know, Elena, I had a friend in school growing up that had your same name, so maybe that's why I was able to read it easier. Um, I am dyslexic, so I thought I would have missaid it if anything. Jesse, underachievers will always be jealous people and will always think achievers and successful people think they are better than them. You continue to do what you're doing, living right and succeeding. Jesse, I appreciate that. You are 100% right. That's exactly how people feel. When they can't achieve their dreams, they think that you talking about you living your dreams is you bragging. They think you want to make them feel like less of themselves. That is not the case. They are insecure eternally. I agree with you, Jesse. God bless you. God bless you, Jesse. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for supporting. Brenda Lett. It's just one more example of Klan's control still in the Democrat Party or in the D Party. I'm assuming you mean Democrat. In the Klan's original mission was to disparage all Republican blacks in the eyes of their peers. It baked into the Democratic Party. And to see the community still towing the line of 1865 creation is disheartening. I agree. I hate that so many, like we were taught growing up. I grew up with a black father, and of course, he was the leader of the household, and he voted Democrat because he was a black man. And we were taught that black people have to vote Democrat. That's how we were taught. That's how he was taught. That's how he taught us. That's what we thought. Me and my brother, though, we actually went out and did some research on our own. And we realized we align more with the conservative party. We believe in God. We believe in family. We believe in being American. My whole family is full of veterans. My dad served 22 years before he retired. My brother served 10 years. My aunt served years. I don't know how many. My mother served a few years before she had my sister. My whole family has served. My grandparents have served. Everybody in my family has served, and I love my country. The Democrats do not love their country. They feel like their country has betrayed them. And I think that they forgot of this, the famous quote, ask not what you can do for your country, but, or I'm sorry, ask not what your country can do for you, benefits, welfare, food stamps, all that bullshit. But ask what you can do for your country. How can you make your country better? How can you wake up in the morning and make your community better? That is the real question. If you can't wake up, make yourself better first, look in the mirror, make yourself better, turn around, put your family together, make your family whole and strong, and then turn around, look at your community. After your community starts getting better, then you can start looking at, hey, look, what's going on with my state, my country. But we have to figure out what's going on locally and in our own houses first. That's the biggest issue.
And it's this now. And, you had a couple of boys. They weren't, my ride and die crew, cats that I went to college with, cats that, that I grew up with. No, it's none of them. Those they going to the end with me. They know that. I know that. And if they got a disagreement with me, they'll tell me. What they've really told me is that, why are you doing this? Because we know you're not what they say you are. Why do you even expose yourself to this? Why are you even touching on this? You got 2 beautiful daughters. You got your 4 sisters. You got 15 nieces and nephews, man. You living a good life. Why even do this, man? And it kills them to hear people attacking me like that. But for people that I respected and I trusted, we weren't tight on anything like that. It's just that, you get along, you run across people in the industry, you get to know them or whatever. And, you thought that these were authentic people. And then for them and this is how I measure it. It has nothing to do with them disagreeing with me. It's how they acted. It's what they said. You could say to me, Stephen don't know what he's talking about. Man, please, that don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I met you. We talked over the phone. It's our first time really meeting. But at first we talked over the phone. And I see you on your, come on, Steven, just come on over. They ain't going to never accept you, blah, 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 blah. And everybody like, you saw Officer Tatum going at you like that. I was like, I thought it was funny as hell. What are you talking about? He wasn't going at me. He was just letting me know. They ain't going to never accept you, Steven. You can't trust them. Just come on over. Come on.
See, and that's the difference. A lot of us on the right, we can understand that everybody's not trying to attack you all the time. Sometimes it's just calling it out how it is, you know. And Stephen A is able to understand this because he's a sports commentator. So he goes back and forth with sports analysis all the time. So he knows not to get offended. And everybody wanted him to be offended. If a right-wing person goes at you, if Officer Tatum calls out, hey, look, they're never really going to accept you. The black community is never really going to accept you. The liberals are never really going to accept you, because there's always some underlying hidden agreement that if you say one thing, you're all the way canceled. It's the truth. And Stephen A can identify that and be able to handle that. And I honestly think that Stephen A is going to switch over. I think that he is turning Republican. I think that he's realizing more and more every day that he represents Republicans more, but he doesn't want to say it while he's in the sports industry, because who owns ESPN? Disney. Who is Disney associated with? The left. So why would he come out and say that? He can't come out and say that.
Over, you know, he was getting on me. I said, why? Why would you think that that's negative? So what? That's his opinion. That doesn't faze me. It's when I don't F with him. He's a sellout. He don't give a shit about black people. I'm like, what? You know, I've raised millions for black people, the black community. I'm an ambassador for HBCUs. You know, I always give back. I mean, the mentorship that I provide, the people I've reached out, the lives that I've tried to touch, the careers that I have benefited because I've gone upstairs to the C-suites and battled on their behalf to make sure they were taken care of. I'm like, really? That's what you would say about me? You know, and it's like, I remember one cat's on morning radio now talking about me in New York City, Ebro, whatever, you know. I've known this guy, but not like one of my boys. Yeah. I've just known this guy for over 20 years. He's sitting there and you're insulting me rather than simply disagreeing and saying why. But I got to find out about it from a video that you did on social media. You know, when I bring up my former colleagues, it could be a Jamel Hill, it could be a Kerry Champion or something they've said in the past, nothing but respect for them. I have to find out on social media. You know, when you've needed me in the past, did I have to find out about that on social media, or did you call me?
And that's what I mean. They're so emotional. And here's something that Stephen A doesn't want to admit, because he's in the same scenario to an extent. Most of these people are raised by single mothers. And so because they were raised by single mothers, and this is not a diss to single mothers out here. If you guys are doing it all by yourself, shout out to you. But you cannot raise a man to be a man as a woman. These guys come out so emotional, so soft, so sensitive. All they care about is how they feel. And do they feel like they're being respected? And do they feel like you're on their side? And if you're not on their side, it's fuck you. And all that bullshit that doesn't fly in a man's world. It just doesn't. If we have a disagreement, we might hash it out, be cool with it. We're still cool the next day. We might talk about what needs to happen, how you're wrong, how I'm right, how you're wrong. It don't matter. But we get to the bottom of it and we keep pushing through. These emotional, only raised by their mother dudes, they get on here and they be so angry. And it's insane to me that they'll do all this hateful rhetoric just because they feel like it, not because it actually makes sense to say. These are the type of people that will be mad at their boss and walk out of their job right there at the snap of a dime or at the drop of a dime without even having a new job lined up. These are those type of guys. These are the guys who know that they have children at home, but will quit their job because they're angry at their boss. Um, Elena, I have a little sister, or exactly, I have a little sister that prefers to live off the state. Asks for help all the time from others. She goes to my family members and tells them I'm fake because I went and got a job. I went and got an education. I made my life easier. I don't have to sit around every month waiting on a check to come in and try to figure out how to make it last all month. I get money every week. My bills are paid and credit is looking great. Shout out to you, Elena, staying down. It doesn't matter what the people around you think. They are secretly wishing they could be like you. That's why they are mad at you because they wish they could do what you're doing. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that with your sister. We all have that one sibling, though. I was raised by a single dad. And see, that is different. And people don't understand. It's a major difference having your dad only versus having your mom only. Your mom is going to lead with emotions and how she feels. Your dad is going to be a little bit more logical. He's going to think about things a little bit differently. He's thinking bigger picture most of the time. A lot of people still turn out good with just their dad. Now, with just their mom, 50-50 chance to end up in prison. So, I mean, and I worked out of prison for 3 years. It's not me trying to, bash anybody. It's just me telling the truth. Hannah, it's very interesting how the left hates everything the president does. And those of us who voted for him, I agree. And we'll call him or us names: stupid, idiot, buffoon, moron. I'll add to that. They call me Uncle Coon. I meant that now, Uncle Coon. They call me Uncle Tom. They call me a coon. They call me a sellout. They call me trying to gain the white viewership. They tell me that white people will never accept me. But look at this. All these people commenting look white. And it seems like you guys accept me pretty well. You guys are engaging with me. Let me finish your comment. You can tell that the president is thinking on a much larger scale than typical people. I've heard some say it's like he's playing 4D chess, trying to get rid of the deep state and clean up corruptions. And that's what I keep telling people. Donald Trump is playing a slow game. It's a slow drip with Donald Trump. He wants to eliminate what they're doing on a long-term basis, not just while he's in presidency. And with that being said, he's also going to long-term fix the economy. So a lot of people are upset right now because gas prices are high, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is, once this is over with Iran, the gas prices are going to plummet. It's probably going to be like $2 flat, if not less. Soon as this is over, we're going to have control of Iran's oil. We're going to have control of Venezuela's. We have oil. Texas pumps out enough oil for 3 countries. So we're going to have plenty of oil. Everybody's going to have to come for us for fuel. America will be a superpower again because we almost lost that ability when the Democrats were here, such as Joe Biden. Pedro, Maryland and bullshit. Knucklehead Trump is up. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Pedro, I will call ICE on you. I will call ICE. Listen here, Pedro. I will take and get your IP address and call ICE on you. Don't play around here. We're not doing that in my chat. This is the Unfiltered Logic family. If you're not even an American citizen, don't comment. Don't comment. This is an American only channel. If you are not an American citizen, you don't get to speak on my fellow Americans. Keep pushing. Anyways, let's get back into Stephen A. and Officer Tatum. Since we had that hateful Pedro who needs to be deported, I'm gonna call ICE on his motherfucking ass.
Because for me, when it comes to people that I care about, I'm mindful of how I talk about them. You see, people might look at me and talk about players. Well, wait a minute. I'm not here to, I don't want to be your enemy, but I'm not here to be your friend. I cover the sport. I'm not, my looking out for you is never getting in your personal life. If you ain't in police blotters, you ain't breaking no laws. What you do is your business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I see no evil, hear no evil. I'm minding my business. But what you do on that damn basketball court, what you do on that football field, that's my domain. I get to watch and observe and chronicle because that's my job. So if I know thousands are in attendance and millions are watching on television, if you suck.
Okay, I don't really want to hear what you have to say about basketball.
for me to do once I get to that point, because I don't respect how they came about it. And then these are my favorite kinds of people. The one that talks shit about you.
Well, he's
Yeah.
about to
Excuse
get
my
into
language.
it.
They talk mess about you. They dog you out. They call you out of your name because they might disagree. They might not they ain't even informed about what your full opinion is. They just go by a soundbite or whatever. Then they want to call you and talk to you. No, it's too late. You have my
This is exactly what I mean when I say they was raised by their mother only. This is what a woman does. She gonna bash you. She gonna call you out on the internet. She gonna block your number. She gonna do all that. And then a week from now, she gonna go deal with the other man. The other man ain't gonna be as good. Ain't gonna do it right. Ain't treating her right. She gonna call you up. Hey, big head. I know that we had this falling out, but we forever, right? We got soul time. Hell no. Hell no. I don't even deal with y'all. This is what I'm saying. Those are the people who are raised by their single mothers. They pick up these emotional traits where they do this bullshit. Let me know if you guys drop a comment in the chat if you guys have made a post and had people come at you crazy in the comments. People that know you, people that know you on a day-to-day basis, people that had you on Facebook for years. Whatever the case is, drop a comment in the chat and let me know what you guys have dealt with from the angry liberal left.
number before. You knew how to reach me. You knew how to get in touch with me. Somebody texted me the other day. I ignored them. Why? Because you said what you said. You've been saying what you said for weeks. What you calling me now for? It's too late now. You already did it. And you did it on purpose. Live with it. Because I'm fortunate and blessed enough to have a multitude of platforms. And I can reach out and touch anybody anytime I want, any way that I want. And I know that. So it's like, okay, now you got to wonder if and when I'm ever going to reach out and touch you. Because I promise you, anybody that touched me in the way they touched me, I'm going to do it far more profoundly once I get through with them, if I choose to do it. And most of the time, I just choose not to, because then I got my team and I got my family. I got everybody
toxic
put
habits.
you down. Don't do that. And they piss me off too, because it's like they ain't saying much with everybody attacking me. But then when I decide to hit back, why you do that? What do you mean why I did that? Did you see the person attacking me the last 6 months? Finally, I said something. And in some cases, I haven't attacked people until they've attacked me for a decade. I let it go. But then you just get tired of it. And just like, all right, you just deal with it.
Who do you get it worse from, man? Like, and keep it.
Here it goes.
You only know how to keep it real. But like, in this movement or in this moment where you're just expressing your political beliefs, who you get attacked by more? Who's turning on you more? Is it the black people that you that follow you, or what I'm saying, that's on your channel, and people that you knew in the industry, or is it white people in the industry and people that you knew?
No, it's definitely black people.
Bing, 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 bing.
I know the answer.
But I will say this.
I knew the answer
most
to that.
black people, most black folks give me mad love.
Right.
Like, it's just this notion that black folks have abandoned me. They ain't been out with me.
Right.
I get love from black people everywhere because, damn it, I'm not just a black man. I'm a brother, and I love my peeps. And so I know that most black folks, I mean, they know what time it is, but some try to give.
Bingo. And he just said it. He just said it. You are going to get more hate as a conservative from the black community than you will get from the white community any day of the week. As much as they like to comment, they will never accept you. The white people will never accept you. I love the white people. The white people love me. We're friends, y'all. They're good people. Y'all should get to know them. They're good people. Stop hating on all these beautiful American white people. Love yourself a little bit more, and maybe you won't be so intimidated by them. But here's the thing. You are going to get the hateful rhetoric from the black side no matter what. Whether it's people around Stephen A's age, I get a lot of those older Democrat black folks that they think they know everything. Well, if you was around in my day, if I was around in your day, I'll be brainwashed by CNN because they're allowed to lie to you. And they tell you whatever the hell you want them, or they want you to think. And you guys grew up on the news instead of actually going out and doing the research. So no, I'm not going to listen to what you're saying because I do my research, and you're just talking based off how you've been feeling for all this time. And you did no research. I don't care about what you have to say. And then the younger black people, they just say the same basic things. Coon, Uncle Tom, Coon, Uncle Tom. Oh no. You voted for a racist. You know what? I'm not going to say it on the chat because I don't want to get demonetized here, but they always want to say that when they have no evidence of anything. They don't even care to research. They don't even want to look at anything that has anything to do with facts. All right, I'm going to get off of this topic for a minute with Stephen A. I'm going to switch over to the next topic. But first, I want to talk to you guys in the comments. Elena, sadly, the females do pass down toxic habits. I know I broke a few that my mom, when she was around, taught us. I remember her telling us that we need to marry for money and not for love because love ain't gonna pay your bills, which is funny because I did the opposite. And we worked from the ground up and we're living in our car together, and now we own our home and 3 automobiles. Shout out to you, Elena. Hold up. Let me give you a proper round of applause. Wait, did it even go? There you go, Elena. Shout out to Elena for staying down until you come up. That's how it's supposed to be. This is America. You put in the hard work. It's not about how much money they got. It's about how much are they willing to invest in you, whether it's time, whether it's emotions, whether it's putting in the sacrifice, doing the hard things like living in the car together until you could buy your own property and get your 3 cars. That is a beautiful thing. Shout out to you, Elena. You are living the American dream. I still can't say your name. I'm so sorry. Burnette. I'm gonna say it different every single time, but I appreciate you supporting and commenting. I've been unfriended and literally attacked on my page, but I'm not the emotional kind. They obviously have forgotten who I am. I haven't changed. They turned into a squish. I think you meant a squash. So we'll say they turned into a squash because they are soft. I agree. You don't change. It's the same principles and values. And honestly, they believe in the same ones. Otherwise, they wouldn't have known you so well over the years. But they can't say it. They can't say it out loud. They're too scared. This is why racism will never end. You are right. The racism will never end because the Democrats market it to the black community. Not only do they market it, but they also make sure that the culture stays doing that. They make sure the music gets pumped out in a way to where we don't like the white man, or the white man doesn't like the black man, or whatever bullshit they want to say. This is why racism doesn't end. And racism isn't what it used to be. Nowadays, racism is a racial slur. When my dad grew up, he grew up in a small town outside of Waco. There was a train track that separated the black side and the white side. My dad lived on the wrong side. He lived on the white side. He was a black man. His family was black. Guess what they did? They would come by, burn crosses in his yard. They would take, and my grandmother, she had a nice garden. They would take and poison fruits and throw it on the floor next to the associated tree or bush and hope that somebody would pick it up and eat it and get poisoned. That was racism. These little racist slurs, cracker, nigga, whatever. Nobody cares. You're not doing anything to hurt anybody. I don't care about that. But that's how they continue to make it seem like there's racism in America. Joseph Martinez, we should stop segregation ourselves through color. We are not crayons in a effing box. If we keep putting ourselves in a box, well, then we can expect the BS that's going on now to continue. I agree with you, Joseph. Shout out to you, Joseph. I completely agree. If we keep putting ourselves in a box, why don't you think they're going to put the lid on? I mean, we're going to be stuck in the box. We're never going to be able to get out of this situation. We do have to get out of this situation. It's not good for America. It's not good for our communities. It's not good for us. It's just not. It's not good for our community. It's not good for our economics. It's not good for anything. It's not good for our governments. It's just a terrible thing. Love your neighbor. Elena, yes, my entire family is different races and cultures. We don't look at each other by skin tone. I remember when my son was 9 years old and we were standing in our kitchen. We had mentioned that he was black. He looked up puzzled, bewildered, and the cutest little voice asking, "I'm black?" We all laughed because at that point he had no idea what race he was. He just knows that his dad was Hispanic, his mom was white, and his sister was white, and his skin was brown. He thought that was just normal. You know, I had the same thing. Like I didn't know about that. My mom was white, my dad was black. Growing up, when I got a little bit older, my dad would tell me like the world is gonna see you as black. You got to make sure that you protect yourself because people are going to profile you just because you are black. And I remember I used to always tell my dad like, "Well, I'm white too." Like he would tell me something. I'd be like, "Well, I'm white. Like my mom is white. I'm white." And he'd be like, "Yeah, I know you're white, son. Like I'm the one who made you with your mother. That's white. That's my wife of 25 years." But the thing is, the world will call you black only. They're not going to call you a white man. They're going to call you a black man. And I never thought it made a difference, genuinely. It was something brand new to me. I didn't think the white, black, it was all the fucking same. But it was a whole different story, I guess, being a mixed man in America, having both races as your parents. Elena, I had the same conversation with my son. Yeah, it's a weird conversation, especially when you're young, because you just don't understand. Like racism is not a real thing. It is trained upon us because that's a prime example. When you have a mixed kid, that kid doesn't understand race. He really doesn't. I did not understand what it meant to be black or white. I understood that I love my mom and I love my dad. I love my white relatives. I love my black relatives. They were all the same to me. Never made a difference. Also grew up in a military town, so it was pretty diverse here. So things like that didn't really matter to me. It does matter to some of the people in my community, though. Let's get into the next video. I want to let me see. Let me find the next one. Y'all, while we're waiting for me to pull up this next video, I want to know where you guys are at. Where do you guys stay at? What state are you in? Drop in the chat. Let me know what state you're in. Are you in Texas? Are you in Florida? Are you in Connecticut? Are you in New York? Where are you guys at? I'm wondering where my followers are at. Where are you guys from? Let me know down in the chat. If I can find this other video. I was gonna play this other video and talk to you guys about that, but I cannot find it right now. Okay. Same, he was a military brat, exactly. Cold as P&W. What is P&W? I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't even think of what P&W is. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm just looking for this video. Okay. Now, a lot of people have been bringing this up on my channel lately, with Tennessee, and so I figured we might as well talk about it. Why not, right? Um, if I can get my computer to load properly, I will pull it up for you guys so you guys can see it as well. Pacific Northwest. Okay. That's where you guys at. Listen, messenger, created black and white. They are not any more than a way to separate us as different opposite ends of a spectrum. Isn't it time to end it? It's the last piece of the systematic training for racism. It's on every forum application, etc. I'm white, I'm American, a mutt, a mix, so deep you couldn't describe me as anything else. We need to make the small changes that will bring on the biggest change. I agree with you. I think that's one of the things I need to do. They need to take off the races on the employment applications, they need to have American or other, because we're Americans. No, I mean, like no other country calls themselves black or white or Asians or whatever. You go to Brazil, they're all Brazilians. You go to Africa, they're Africans. You go to Asia, they're Asians. They don't say, "Oh, I'm a black Asian." No, they don't say that. I'm not going to be calling myself a black American, an African American. I'm not going to be calling. I am an American, as proud as I could be. My family fought for this country, and I love this country. Um, Bernete in Nevada, near Reno. Okay, okay, Nevada. I've been to Nevada once. Of course, it was for Vegas. I love Nevada. Beautiful place. Man, my connection is sucking on YouTube right now. I don't know what's going on. Give me just 1 second. And when I get this pulled up, I will definitely get into this. Okay, so like I said, they have been asking me about this situation. What are my thoughts on this whole Tennessee House Speaker removing the Democrats from the committee at the Capitol?
Covering the Capitol tonight, Tennessee's Speaker of the House is kicking Democrats off committees after their protests during last week's special session to redraw congressional voting districts. The letters just went out a couple hours ago. Tonight, the move is...
Hold up, y'all. This is irritating me. I gotta fix this. Come on, go full screen. What's going on? Please bear with me, y'all. I know we got a few people on here.
Covering the Capitol tonight, Tennessee's Speaker of the House is kicking Democrats off committees after their protests during last week's special session to redraw congressional voting districts. The letters just went out a couple hours ago. Tonight, the move is drawing a whole lot of attention here in Tennessee. Fox 17 News' Hope Salmon is live at the Capitol with both sides of this debate. Hope, what can you tell us?
I spoke to Democratic Representative Justin Jones, who says this is the second time he's received a letter like this. He says he and his colleagues are not surprised, but Republicans say it's warranted. In this letter to Democratic Representative Justin Jones, dated May 12th, Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton lays out his reasoning for removing the lawmaker from his committee.
Look at this. Look at this. They're holding a fucking committee, and they're holding a fucking committee, and we have them protesting in the state capitol, in the middle of them hosting an event, speaking on important topics. Redistricting, all that stuff. And they're just protesting. They're rioting in the middle of it. They go as far as to burn paper.
Committees and subcommittees. All of it connected to protests Jones and others took part in during the special session, including when he burned a sign featuring the Confederate flag.
The House Republicans seem to be up in arms about burning the flag, and I wish, that they had that same concern for the burning of our democracy.
The action comes after
same concern in arms about burning the flag, and I wish Republicans seem to be up in arms about burning the flag, and I wish that they had that same.
Okay, we need to talk about this. Lighting fires in a Capitol building is lighting fires in a Capitol building. Arson is arson. It doesn't matter if it was a Confederate flag. It doesn't matter if that's not actually an American flag. You guys are burning things in a Capitol building. Why do you think you're not going to get kicked out? What makes you think I'm going to go into a fucking government building, a government installation, and I'm going to light a fucking flag on fire? It doesn't matter if it was a Nazi flag, a fucking Brazilian flag, a Mexican flag. It doesn't matter what type of flag it is. You don't go into a state capitol building and light a fire, period, and then wonder why you're getting kicked out. You bring in all these paid protesters that come in here and act a fool, financially paid. Like, we're not going to act like they're not paid. You pay these people to come in, act a fool, And then you expect what? You expect them not to get held accountable? You expect not to get kicked out of the state capitol? What do you expect? You paid all these people. They know you paid all these people.
Concern for the burning of our democracy.
The action comes after a tense special session at the state capitol, where lawmakers approved new congressional district maps, dividing Memphis into 3.
It shows his weakness, that he is so fragile in his power that anytime somebody protests or dissents, he has to retaliate.
A similar letter shared by Representative Karen Camper, pointing to lawmakers blocking aisles and encouraging protesters in the gallery. Sexton called it a flagrant disregard for House rules. Tennessee House Republicans turning to X to support the move, posting maybe next year we'll explain the basics like don't start fires in the Capitol.
Bingo.
And we posted the full letters on fox17news.com. I'm reporting live in Nashville. I'm Hope Salmon, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, so there you have it. They were told straight up, look, this is why you're getting kicked out. It's because you're burning the flags. It's not anything else other than you're burning the flags. If you were doing something else with your time, if you were coming in here being civil, demanding your rights, even peacefully protesting, you'd be fine. But committing arson in a state capitol building, and then they want to always bring up January 6th. Are y'all serious? Y'all infiltrated a church. Y'all infiltrated a state capitol building. Y'all infiltrate the schools by having students go out and protest in the middle of their school days instead of choosing to do it on a weekend. Y'all infiltrate every single public facility you guys get the opportunity of. That's multiple, whether it's the schoolhouse and get these kids out here, whether it's going into these state capitals, whether it's going into the churches and making these people uncomfortable to praise God. You guys are terrible people. You guys are the true terrorists of America. And it's a shame. It is a shame. Look, y'all, I am pretty much coming to the conclusion of this video, guys. What else have you guys been wanting to talk about? What else has been on your mind? Drop in the comments if there's something you want me to cover, and I will cover it. Let me know. I'm going to be on here for, I can run in this for about 30 more minutes. If you guys drop in the comments, let me know what you guys are looking to see, what type of topics you guys have been looking for. We could definitely get into it. So just let me know. That was the biggest cosplay BS. Why do they be looking like Malcolm X, MLK, Money Tree, Obama, Dollar Tree, Obama? It's so disingenuous and fake. Why can't people see it? Just look to them 2 years ago. It's so fake. No, I agree. And I like Malcolm X. Don't get me wrong. Malcolm X used to say it real. Martin Luther King was the one who was pandering and playing, and he was really on the Democrat side and doing all this bullshit, trying to convince black people for the wrong things. Dollar Tree Obama. I agree. Obama, are you talking about Hakeem Jeffries? Hakeem Jeffries is who they call Dollar Tree Obama. So if you're talking about him, he's a fucking clown as well. But Obama is also a clown. He is the Trojan horse of the black community. He's a Trojan horse of America. Everybody who put hope and faith in him got let down eventually. I mean, very quickly, honestly. That's one thing he played on us. He really did. Hey, everybody, really quick, if you guys are watching right now, go ahead, drop a like on this video. Drop a share, comment, put what your thoughts are. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Is there anything else you guys want me to cover today? Drop what you're thinking down in the comments. Let me know. If not, I might get off here in a second. But if you guys have something else you guys want me to talk about, we can get into that too. If you've been on here this long, if you've been watching this whole time, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. It's Unfiltered Logic 001. I'm trying to build a bigger following on YouTube. I want to do more long form over there. So I'm starting off doing my live streams on Facebook as well, but I am going to eventually convert to YouTube only. So check me out on YouTube. I post a lot of similar content there. Check out the book, If You Give a Democrat. Definitely check this out. It's a really good read. If you're like me and you're tired of the Democrats and you want to go through and see exactly what the reactions are going to be for different situations, and see how accurate you are, take a look at it. I dropped the link in the chat for that. Take a look at my YouTube channel. Hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe. Go ahead, hit that follow button if you're on Facebook. Subscribe to my subscriber channel on Facebook. And y'all, I think I am out for the day. You guys have a blessed one. It was good talking to you guys today. Appreciate you joining in. And I think we are out.
Ain't no capping in my logic, this that real talk vibe. From the south where the grind don't die, we survive. Mind sharp, money right. Truth be the topic. Welcome to the game. This unfiltered logic. Ain't no sugarcoating here, just truth in the topic. Speak facts, not feelings, that's unfiltered logic. Pain made the hustle made profit. I learned from the struggle, now I profit off logic.